Okay, this is my fourth try. I've deleted every app, I've turned off every notification. All we have to worry about is my dog. So I'm going to forge ahead. As I was saying, on the 26th, I was deleted from Twitter, banned from Twitter for 6 hours. Now I'm banned for a week. I posted an accurate tweet about a product that Apple has created, which involves nanoparticle technology, and I added sourcing about other nanotechnology, which is in the Moderna vaccine. It's on their website. It's mRNA nanotechnology, and I use citations from Science Direct, National Institutes of Health, and MIT. So that was banned. Today, I got kicked off of Twitter for posting about Bill Gates funding GMO mosquitoes, which is not a new thing, not something I've invented. I've reported on it before, actually, for a couple of years now, and the sourcing was completely solid. I will try to post the banned tweet somewhere, but you can look up Bill Gates and GMO mosquitoes and see a dozen. I think it was the Sun Sentinel that was the source of this particular tweet, because there is a planned release, an okay for release of Bill Gates's GMO mosquitoes in Florida that the Sun Sentinel was covering. So that got me kicked off of Twitter for 7 days. I've also been reporting on Bill Gates funding the media, and once again, I tweeted about mRNA technology, which, again, literally using quotes from the Moderna website, they describe it as more like an operating system than a traditional vaccine, and that you can kind of upload new information, new programming onto the mRNA technology, which is in the nanoparticles that are part of the Moderna vaccine. I'm not making this up. You can see it for yourself. It's a very exciting technology that both the digital and medical news outlets have described very lucrative. It's a game changer. But one of the things you should know about it, if Facebook will allow me to say this, is that Moderna has a chart showing to shareholders and investors and other people they want to impress what the advantages are of the Moderna nanotechnology mRNA vaccine as opposed to a traditional vaccine. And one of the advantages, and this is a fantastic business model, is that you can upload new information, new instructions, new kind of variations onto the platform provided by the mRNA nanotechnology in the vaccine. So that is notable because we keep hearing about variants and variants and variants and new variants needing a new vaccine, new variants needing a new vaccine. If you look, all of this may be completely 100% medically accurate. I'm not here to dispute that. I'm just noting that the business model of the mRNA vaccine is that it's better than the old kind because you can have constant updates, just like software. So that got me banned, just telling you that. And it's not conjecture, it's not fake news, it's 1,000% sourced. So I guess I wanted to get on to any social media that would have me tonight, because I'm feeling pretty sad about the state of our communications as a country. I'm also noting that getting deplatformed from 4 major social media platforms happened a few days after I did an appearance on Tucker Carlson. And by the way, I can't see if any of you are out there because I'm not seeing any responses, hearts, thumbs up, which I usually get by the multitudes, so I don't know how far this is reaching. Algorithms are tricky things, but please let me know if you're out there. But I'm going to keep talking because it takes it takes a lot to keep me quiet. This deplatforming happened a few days after I appeared on Tucker Carlson, which is a really far-reaching conservative talk show on Fox. And I called for left and right to unite to defend the Constitution and basic liberties from biofascism, which is what I'm calling this, stripping us of all our liberties in the name of a medical pandemic, which is, really hard to establish the breadth of because of the problems that many of you know about with the PCR tests, which generate false positives at scale. Not saying it's not a real pandemic, saying it's very, very difficult to confirm it, verify its extent, and so on. So soon after, I called for left and right to put down their other differences temporarily and unite to save our freedoms, or to, foreground our freedoms and fight about the things that we differ on at the appropriate time and place. All of this deplatforming took place. I guess I just wanted to tell you this. I guess I just wanted to say that not being able to talk to 99,700 people on Twitter who want to hear what I have to report to them and who trust me is a very traumatic experience to have in the United States of America in 2021, anywhere. But I've been fearing, ever since I wrote The End of America, in 2008, I've been fearing that days like this would come. And I've been fearing this feeling that dissidents have, that people engaged in trying to communicate samizdat in the Soviet Union before the fall of the Berlin Wall have, of wanting to say something to people, to an audience, and not being allowed to do so. It's a really dark feeling. It's intimidating. It makes you feel like you're being surveilled and scrutinized. It's bullying. Twitter shouldn't do it. Facebook shouldn't do it. And I'm also very worried as an American about the language they're using. The language is, this is contradicting or not in line with what experts are saying and what the WHO is saying about a medical pandemic. As if, as Americans, it's our job to say, oh, well, the experts said that. Well, the WHO said that, with all of its conflicts and political influences. Then we shouldn't ask any questions. That is not the right message to send in America or in any democracy. Experts, who's an expert? You and I are supposed to be the ones asking questions and finding out for ourselves and pushing and reporting and confirming. And we're not supposed to be an oligarchy where we, give up our right to believe things or to question things to some self-appointed or designated experts or to an organization, let alone an organization that's not answerable to us in any way and is heavily funded or influenced by people who benefit from exploiting this very real crisis and driving it in only one direction, which is a pharmaceutical direction. And I'm not anti-vax. I was never even concerned about vaccinations until I experienced for myself that saying certain things that were true about the pharmaceutical industry led to heavy-handed Soviet Union-style censorship. So I just wanted to say that, and I wanted to say one more thing because I feel very moved and frightened and emotional tonight, like emotionally moved, as an American. I, as many of you know, am a survivor of sexual assault in childhood. And the thing, and I've written about this, but the thing that people who have not been assaulted don't understand, especially people who've been assaulted, maybe not especially, maybe anyone, but from my own experience, especially being assaulted as a child, is that the worst thing about being raped or sexually violated is not the violence. It's being treated like you don't exist, like you're not a person, like you're not a human being, like you're not there. And, many, many survivors, I'm not the only one, are very angry, distraught, unhappy when they're treated like they don't exist, like they're not there. It's a very terrible reminder of another human being absolutely treating you like you're not human, like you don't exist, you don't matter. Censorship is a lot of bad things, and my book Outrages, which interestingly was canceled last year, as many of you know, by a major publisher and attacked relentlessly by news outlets like the BBC, which are funded by Bill Gates now to the tune of tens of millions of pounds. has a chapter on vaccines, by the way, and on how infectious diseases in the 19th century led the state to grab control of everything, of privacy, of power. But it's also a book about censorship, and the trauma and evil of censorship isn't just that we can't inform each other as citizens, we can't make each other smarter, we can't help each other, learn, which human beings are evolved to do, and benefit from each other's wisdom and experience and knowledge, especially in an emergency situation, which is literally how we've survived as a species. That's not the worst thing about censorship. The worst thing about censorship is those in power treating other human beings like they don't exist, like they don't matter. Like some, so Animal Farm, we're all equal, but some are more equal than others. The experts who get to say what they have to say, funded by the pharmaceutical industries or by Bill Gates, sanctioned, can keep talking on Twitter. And they can keep giving their version of reality, their facts, without disclosing their funding, which I know is a journalistic conflict of interest, an ethical conflict of interest. But other voices are not as equal or don't exist at all. So I just wanted to talk to you directly on one of the last platforms that will allow me to speak. I don't know how far this will go, because the algorithm is also an invisible way of censoring people, dialing it down. But I just wanted to say that not being able to talk to almost 100,000 people who indicate that they want to talk to me is very dark. It's a dark day. It's a dark moment. It feels like an abyss, and it shouldn't happen in America. Twitter shouldn't have silenced me. You shouldn't silence each other, and no one should silence anyone. And I'm just like, I don't have a solution. I don't have an action step, but I just wanted to be a witness to this incredibly dark moment and what it feels like to be gagged as a public figure, but also, leaving that aside, as a citizen. For not doing anything wrong, for telling the truth. And I just wanted to memorialize this moment and tell you about it, because we have to fight this. We have to unite across left and right. Even if I keep getting censored and kicked off platforms and canceled and, reputationally annihilated and assailed, I'm going to keep saying this. It is time to unite across left and right to fight this suppression of all our freedoms, this biofascism descending on us and abusing our children. It's Naomi Wolf, February 28th, 2021. Take care.